Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another random match here on WWE 2K16. Now this evening we're going to see two women that have recently been made available on the Legends Pack downloadable content. It's going to be Lita versus Trish Stratus. Now this is quite an interesting one because this is these two girls are going to be our foundation of our women's division in the Attitude Era of our Universe mode. It'll be great to see how they both act in the ring, and be interesting to see who comes out on top as well. Of course, we will have an 8-woman tournament to crown our first women's champion for the Attitude Era. But these two are definitely going to be involved in that, as will Stephanie McMahon. I'm not still quite sure how strong she's going to be. I think in the actual Universe mode, she'll definitely have the backing of D-Generation X. Obviously, her husband as well. We're looking to bring in some other women, such as... I've seen Victoria on the downloadable content and community creations. She's looking really good. Alundra Blaze, when she becomes available, will be on our women's roster as well. So it's going to be a great new thing to start off with. I don't think we're going to get much of a chance to do it, though, until I finish off the retro roster in a couple of weeks' time. Mainly only because I need the space for more downloadable more community-created content. More cores, that's basically what I'm trying to say. And here comes Trish Stratus as well. Now, I'm surprised both these ladies, I don't know why, but I just had a feeling they were both going to be involved in the game from the offset, but for some reason 2K decided not to. I don't know why I expected it, because they've not been on any games recently, so... but I just had a feeling these two would make it on this year. I think with the big sort of Attitude Era roster they gave us because of the showcase, I just assumed they might give us a couple of the women as well, and they have done eventually, of course. And the good thing about this is, based on last year's downloadable content, people like the Triangle of Terror and Andre the Giant and people like that, basically the DLC from last year became permanent members of this year's roster, so I'm hoping that'll be the same on this game. So both these ladies should be permanent members of next year's game, hopefully. And the referee rings the bell, and we are underway. The first time I'm using both these ladies in the ring. I've literally only just downloaded the DLC a few hours ago, and I've done the other two random matches already. They're probably already uploaded, to tell the truth. Big Boss Man versus Mr. Perfect, and of course Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Dusty Rhodes. All four of those guys are going to be big additions into our retro roster, and a few of them into our Attitude Era, and maybe even elsewhere as well, so you have to keep an eye out for them. But like I said, these two ladies will definitely be involved in our Attitude Era, and I think they'll also be involved at some point in the current day roster, just to help put some of the younger ladies over. We are going to be doing a women's tag division in our current day roster coming up pretty soon as well, so I'm thinking that we could bring back a legend tag team to help put them over in the shape of Trish Stratus and Lita. I think that'd be pretty good. Trish now bringing Lita back up to her feet, but Lita with the arm drag. Of course, we're going to be aligning Lita with Team Extreme, the Hardy Boys. Not quite sure what to do with Trish yet. I think she was aligned with Test and Albert for a long time. Of course, I didn't have those guys in this game, but I'm considering maybe putting her alongside the Dudley Boys. I'm sure she was with the Dudley Boys for a short amount of time, and I think that would mean that we could do probably our own pretty cool storyline with the Dudleys and Trish versus the Hardys and Lita on the Attitude. Great scoop slam there by Trish Stratus on Lita. Now, I do want to apologise, I've not uploaded anything for about a week or so. I've had a couple of issues with my my PlayStation and my computer not wanting to record the PlayStation. I've figured it all out now. I changed the settings without realising it and completely debugged the whole thing up. And plus, being the Christmas week as well, I've been pretty much tied up with family stuff. So now that's all out the way, I've got another 10-12 days off work, so I'm hopefully going to get quite a lot of these episodes recorded. So I've got a nice little backlog for when I go back to work, so I don't have to work too hard to get these uploaded for you, hopefully. Of course, we are dropping a couple of rosters. We're dropping Ring of Honor has already been dropped as of last week. That's now merged in with our Global Force Wrestling brand. And also the retro roster will be finishing in a couple of weeks' time as well. I say finishing, we probably will bring it back, but probably just for special events like Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, that sort of thing. I don't think we'll do the weekly shows because it's just a bit too much. And I might do the same for Ring of Honor every now and again. I might just bring back and just do a one-off Ring of Honor pay-per-view or a one-off Pro Wrestling Guerrilla pay-per-view, or just something like that, just for a little bit of fun. If I get the extra time, that is, of course. Lita now bringing Trish back up to her feet, and Trish there with a jawbreaker. And I do want to thank you guys, because I'm very, very close to 2,000 subscribers now, but one thing I did hit yesterday was 100,000 views, and that is just absolutely insane. I never expected to get anywhere near that, so thank you very much for all your continued support. Trish now bringing Lita back up to her feet. Brings her back into the ring. And slams her down headfirst into the mat. In for the pin she goes. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. And like I say, this will be interesting here just to see who does come out on top of this one. Obviously, the 8-woman tournament is going to be very, very difficult for both these women, but it might give us a rough indication of who might be able to go the entire way. But I think both these women are quite even. I think on any day they could both easily defeat the other one. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a great... I'm really looking forward to having the women's division in the Attitude Era now. I know there's a few of you guys are as well. I know guys like Nick Aitken is a real big supporter of the women's division in a lot of my rosters, and we are bringing in a women's division into Global Force Wrestling as well. And again, that's going to be aided by getting some extra spaces for created wrestlers. Only a 1 count there by Lita on Trish from the quick roll-up. The referee was slowed down, but Trish does manage to escape, and she's slowly trying to get back up to her feet. Lita with the clubbing blows across the back. Now sending Trish into the turnbuckle. Lita now bringing Trish back up onto the top turnbuckle. What a great Frankensteiner there by Lita. Really showing her agility by getting up so high. And now looking for the twist of fate. She hits it perfectly. Is that going to be enough to keep Trish down? 1, 2. No, it's not. It's only enough for a 2 count. Lita must have thought she had that match won there after the twist of fate, but it just was not enough to keep Trish Stratus down. Now Trish taking Lita up into the top rope now as well. What has she got here? Oh, Trish with a Frankensteiner of her own. Brings Lita back up to her feet. Sending her back into the corner once again. What has Trish got planned here? Again taking Lita up onto the top turnbuckle. She's looking for another Frankensteiner maybe. Looks like she is. Another Frankensteiner by Trish. Fighting fire with fire here. Matching Lita's technique. Trish showing that she's just as agile. And as aggressive as well. That big kick to the stomach. Went for the Trish kick, but Lita avoids it. And Lita now sending Trish into the corner hair first. Bringing Trish back up to her feet once again. Lita bringing Trish into the middle of the ring. Now it's taking her over to the ropes. Change her mind. Lita sending Trish to the outside. She's going to go for a dive. I don't think we've seen any women go for dives on this game as of yet. Are we going to see the first one here? Trish makes her way back up to her feet slowly. Lita springs off and went for the suicide dive, but Trish caught her with a forearm. A very aggressive forearm, and Lita looks down here. Trish maybe should have gone for the pin while she had the opportunity. Lita back in control, throwing Trish into the corner. Taking Trish up onto that corner now. What has Lita got planned here? We've seen her hit a Frankenstein. Now what she got planned? Oh, hooks in for the German suplex, but holds her legs on. Into a big splash as well. I thought Lita might have gone for the moonsault there maybe, but evidently not. She goes in for the pin though. This could be enough. Still, it's only a 1 count here on Trish. It's unbelievable. A German suplex off the top rope, followed up by almost like a superfly smash, and it was still a splash, and it was still only enough to keep Trish Stratus down for a 1. Lita now pushing her knee into the back of Trish Stratus. And Trish looks to be struggling to break free from this. Lita continues to hold. Trish slowly getting back up to her feet. There's a big elbow to the side of Lita. Big knee to the face there by Lita on Trish as well. And Trish fights back, tripping Lita over, but Trish really needs to continue the assault, but instead she took a few seconds there to really clear her mind, and that allowed Lita to get back up to her feet, but Trish still manages to get a hold of her. Well, there's Trish with a springboard bulldog, the Stratus faction, and that could be enough to finish Lita off. Trish needs to get the pin. There she goes. She took a few seconds to lock it in though. That might help Lita, and it does. Lita does manage to kick out just on the brink of a free count. Trish can't believe it, but there's one thing I've noticed on this game a few times now is people seem to hit their finish. Instead of going for the pin, they take 3 or 4 steps backwards before walking across to make the pin. I don't quite understand that little animation that they do, but in that situation it gave Lita just a few extra seconds which she needed to recoup after that big Stratus faction. And now here she is, just pushing the knee into the back of Lita. Just trying to slow the pace of this match down a little bit now, Trish, and regain a little bit of energy herself. Lita does make her way back up to her feet though. Big elbow. Trish fights back. And Trish with a Hurricanrana, great move. More the sort of move you'd expect to see from Lita rather than Trish. Only enough for a 2 count there. Quick snap suplex there by Trish. Again, is it going to be enough to keep Lita down as she brings Lita back up to her feet? Trish sends Lita into the corner. Spins around. Taking her up onto the top rope once again. She's looking for another Frankensteiner maybe. It looks like she is. She joins Lita up on the top. Another Frankensteiner. Lita crashes down to the mat below. And surely there's only so much more this Lita can take. Trish again throwing Lita into the corner. I'll tell you what, the AI of Trish is getting very one-dimensional at the moment, isn't it, really? She's going to go for another Frankenstein. This will be the 4th Frankenstein of the match she's actually hit. In for the pin goes Trish. Is this going to be enough? 1, 2, and no, again, Lita kicks out on the brink of a 3 count. Oh, you're not going to go for another one, surely, Trish. Lita does break through that big boot. And a big Russian leg sweep to follow it up as well. Lita now with a drop kick to the inside of the thighs, shall we call that. Now bringing Trish back up to her feet. And there's another quick roll-up by Lita. The referee's so slow to get down though. 1, 2, and it's not enough. Trish still survives. But now Lita is lining Trish up. Could this be the twist? No, it's not. It's a big DDT. I thought she was going to go for the twist of fate. She went for the big DDT instead. That still could be enough, though. Lita with a pin. 1, 2, and no, Trish Stratus kicks out now as well. What a great debut this has been for both of these ladies here on WWE 2K16. I'm sure they're both going to make fantastic additions to our universe mode in many ways. I'm a bit confused by Lita's. Well, Lita with a Kato Dora. I'm a bit confused by her Frankenstein. It just doesn't seem to look right. If you get a chance, just rewind back on that. It almost looks like she just hits the top rope, and I think Lita might have been trying to get up to the top turnbuckle there, but the AI once again has defied her. But she does come back and continue to stamp on the back of Trish Stratus, and this has been a hell of a long match here between these two. Wasn't expecting this at all. Especially since I've actually increased the finisher strength stat on the game now, so finishers are more likely to finish matches. But so far we've seen 2 or 3 finishes, and this match still continues onwards. I think it's only finishers that will really finish a match on this game now as well. I don't think there's much else that will. Snap suplex there by Lita. And I'm going to get proven wrong here, aren't I? Lita with the pin. 1, 2... And there you go, Lita does finish off Trish Stratus with that snap suplex. Evidently the straw that broke the camel's back. The damage had been done throughout the match. And Lita finally managed to finish off Trish Stratus. And that's going to give us a great indication into our women's division here on the Attitude Era roster. It's going to be really interesting because just by the quality of this match and the length of this match as well, this video is up to about 16 minutes now, which is pretty impressive for any of our random matches. Even tag matches don't tend to go this often, this long, should I say. So I think we're going to have a really hard-fought women's division here on our Attitude Era, especially when we get the more downloaded wrestlers in as well. Of course, we're going to get Alundra Blaze from the next DLC, which probably won't be available now towards the end of January, I should imagine. And of course, we're going to get people like Victoria, people like Jacqueline, people like Gail Kim as well, just to try and bolster the roster up a little bit. It was a great match here between these two. There's the snap suplex that finished it off for Lita. In for the pinch. Just as I was saying, matches only finish with people's finisher, and then Lita goes and hits a snap suplex and wins the match. So that is all for this video. I hope you have all enjoyed it, especially the introduction of both these women onto the game. We're going to see a lot more of both of them, like I said, in the Attitude Era in our new women's division. Of course, if you have enjoyed the video, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot. It makes the video easier to find and all that sort of stuff, so the channel grows. And yeah, you know the drill by now. And of course, if you are new around here, then be sure to hit that subscribe button for a lot more WWE 2K16 footage. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.